Hello, and welcome to a quite a belated episode of Jaw Jacking with James. Been a little while. Been doing some. Well, if anybody follows me on YouTube here, you'll see that I've been posting a lot there, a lot of Let's Plays, but also been doing some job searching because all this stuff on the internet's all fun and games until you realize, oh yeah, I need to eat. But that's besides the point. Let's have some fun, and I'm going to try to do this episode and another episode. But without further ado, something that's always been a bit of a pastime of me since I was a kid, and I'm not ashamed to say it, but you you ever just you're out and about and you notice something shiny on the floor, and lo and behold, it's round shaped, and turns out it's some form of small change, whether it be a penny, a nickel, a dime, or a quarter, or sometimes you find foreign money, and that's always fun. I mean, I'm a coin collector, so that of course it's going to be fun for me. But in the rare cases, you also find like 50-cent coin. Those are those are still around, even though they're few and far between. I've even found the kind of gold dollars. I have a few of those. I've come across those in my travels, but even rarer cases, sometimes I've found cash that people just willy-nilly drop or just let go, and it's just like, how do you do that? I mean, usually when I drop money, I'm like, whoa, that's livelihood right there. Don't want to drop that, and you don't want to do that. But yeah, it's something I've noticed. People kind of just discard small change. I mean, I also see other people like hoarding it, and they take it into department stores or the bank and exchange it for cash. And sometimes it's like several bags or a giant jug or several jugs or a big sack just filled to the brim with coins. I mean, the most I've ever gotten is filling up a Ziploc bag with I think the highest I've ever gotten in change was I think like $50 in change, but that's only because I don't know. I think I found this one time I just found a lot of quarters. Forget where I did, but I'm guessing some guy just because most of them were in a clean state, so I'm assuming either someone from a bank or a vending machine company dropped a whole bunch of change, because it was all on the side of the road in a gully, and I mean gutter, not a gully, gutter, making it more dramatic than it is, But yeah, it was just funny how I found it. I mean, there's sometimes I've years back I had to ride a bike before I had a car, and riding the bicycle either in the bike lane or on a sidewalk when I get a chance, or I cut through parking lots and plazas and whatnot. And yeah, sometimes I come across your odd penny here, your odd nickel or dime or quarter there. But one time it was at night, and I was coming back from the beach because I was working there as a busser, and it's late at night, and late night traffic, but still busy, but it's not a lot of people are out and about. But for some reason, I was making my way, and there was the late night train, and it's like a mile long, and it's coming back south from being up north, freight train. And it lasts a while, so I'm able to just, you just kind of wait. And there were these kids, just, 10, 15 feet in front of me waiting for the train to pass. And they sat down, crisscross applesauce on the ground, on the sidewalk. And me, I'm just kind of leaning on my bike. And I was having a smoke. And, eventually, after probably a good, because it's a long train, 15, 20 minutes, finally it's over and the thing goes up. And, the kids just, get on their bikes and they just scoot off immediately. And, I just kind of slowly start picking up speed because it was kind of elevated up the sidewalk for the train tracks. And I noticed the, reflection, of the street lights and the car lights. The whole ground was, shimmering at me. And, and mind you, these kids they just flew off on their bikes, and I didn't even see them in the immediate area. They dropped like what could have been like $10 in change, various change, and you're damn right. I sat there and picked all of it up, and I had like $10 in change there, and I had already accumulated change in a little change jar, and next day I took it to Walmart and, had almost, I almost got to $50 in change. So, it just, if anybody takes anything from this episode is, it's, the age-old saying, a penny saved is a penny earned, and there's nothing wrong with, saving up change. I mean, you never know when you might need it. I mean, it's one thing to, collect, bottle caps, which I do, or stamps, which I also do, and, but with change, you can at least exchange the change for, paper money, or, have it, deposited to your account, or have, cash on you. That's something, and, that's just something I've always done. And, it goes way back to, both my grandpa and grandma would, store change in old, they would empty, old plastic pill bottles, and they would just fill them to the brim with change, and they just, gave it to me. I'm assuming that's something they did back when, they were in Europe, because they emigrated right after World War II. So I'm guessing they always saved change and smaller, less valued coins, But that's an old thing to do, old world, older generation to do. But I do it too. So I guess I'm just keeping up a tradition, if you would even say it like that. I think, yeah, I would say so. I mean, if I ever have grandkids, of course I'm going to save change and give it to them. I mean, got to keep up their tradition, of course. But another funny thing is that, quite frequently when I go to your big your grocery stores or department stores or plazas, and I park a little bit farther away, just so I'm not close up into all the people that just have to drive right up block traffic, wait for a parking spot up front. I've always hated that. But I rarely ever park, up close, But yeah, I noticed that, walking through the parking lot, and I guess it's just become hardwired for me to do it now. I kind of just glance down at the ground and look what's on the ground. And you would believe what people just throw away. I mean, one time I, found the leftovers of someone cleaning out their car, and their version of cleaning out their car was just grab a shopping cart, and just dump all their garbage in it. And, there was the usual, like, old fast food bags, paper, and, old tissue, and, a lot of gross stuff. But then I'm just like, yeah, that's disgusting. But I took a double take, and, like, my eye caught onto something that, it's like, wait, it couldn't be. No, I think it is. So I grab a stick and move all the gross stuff out of the way, because there were already some flies foaming around it, and fucking honest truth here is someone threw away, and it also seeped through the shopping cart too. They threw away a large sum of not only small singles. There was I think altogether like $16, $17 in singles, just crumpled up. Some of them were dirty, so I had to clean them off. One $5 bill, a ripped up $10 bill that I taped together and could still use, and then I found a whole bunch of just lots of pennies, obviously, and then I think a bunch of other mixed up nickels, dimes, and quarters, and altogether I think I found almost $60 in change, along with the bills, dollar bills I found in the $5 bill and the 10. And I also found a bunch of other, knickknacks and what's-a-doodles and shenanigans in there. I found a, pretty okay, screwdriver in there, and a pretty okay pair of pliers. There was just all this stuff, and I'm just like, who does this? And why were they throwing all of it away? And it's funny, after I, got out of the Walmart, with some more money in my pocket, and, buying a little extra stuff because I had extra money, I come back and there's this, a big camper with some, French Canadians, and they're sifting through this shopping cart, and one of them in perfect English, because French Canadians know both French and English, even though they like to pretend like they're not. But I'm not going to go into that right now. They said, "Hey, did you see a whole bunch of anybody take some stuff out of here, because my kids cleaned out the camper, and they threw away a bunch of stuff." And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, sir. I'm sorry. And I made off with quite a bit of money, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And I kind of felt bad for the guy, but it had to have been there for hours. And by the time I got back to it, I'd already been in the store for another hour and a half. So, and he looked like he just got there. So it could have been more than it took him like 5-6 hours to finally click, like, oh shit, I just lost all that stuff. But yeah, you'd be surprised what you find in like big, outlet shopping plaza parking lots, or a Walmart parking lot, or Publix or Target. You'd be just surprised what you find out there. Not just small change, but like other things like, hey, free lighter, because people drop lighters like left and right. But always keep an eye out for stuff. You never know when you might another good old saying is, another man's trash is another man's treasure. I'm usually finding a lot of other people's, trash that they're just throwing away, and I'm just like, this is perfectly good. Why would you throw this away? I mean, why would you do that? It just doesn't make sense. But I think that'll do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed. Just want to let you know that I'm slowly becoming a big, moderate success on YouTube. 128 subscribers, but I also want to improve on Spotify here and try to get the good word out there. So if you're listening on either or of many of these platforms that some of them I'm not sure on, but I know I'm for sure on Spotify and YouTube, check my links, see my other socials, and you might, be like, yeah, this guy's pretty cool. I'll give him a follow, and I'm not going to force people to say, hey, go on my Patreon and give me money. No, that's not right, and that's not how I want to do things, I do have one, but it's mostly do I deserve someone else's money? This is, a good exchange in our economy. It's like, I provide you with a service of entertainment, and you pay me for it to let me know that. So it's a polite request if you so think so. And if you don't, oh well, I guess I just should be more entertaining. That's how it should work. Because, hard times on everyone, and not everyone's just going to throw money at everything. Unless you're in Hollywood, but, we're not going to talk about that right now. But, yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and, just remember, always take a quick glance down. You might be surprised, you might find a quarter or, a discontinued penny from 1930 that's worth over $100,000. You never know. But anyway, that'll do it for now, and I'll see you in the next episode.